Create a new project, File, New Project, and go on Google Chrome and look for a music tape. So save that one in a folder, a new one. We will call that Cinema 4D music tape. Then go back in Cinema 4D and we are going to use that image as a background. In order to do that, go in the front view, then look for options, configure, and look for back, image, and upload an image for the background. So now you have a background that is actually the image, and you can change the transparency here to the right. Sometimes this is useful. Here I want that to be 45, something like this. You can check other views don't have the background, but this is something possible for every view. You have just to check here image and load the image. Let's go back to front and let's create a square, cube, sorry, and make that one the same size. Clicking T and then grabbing the yellow dots. So when you have something that is similar to your tape, you can go to the normal view. When you are happy about the width and the depth of your tape, just go to display, go to shading lines, click on cube and select 3 for X segments, for Y and for Z. So we have actually something inside this cube. File, save project as, choose a folder and save it as music tape. So go in edge mode here to the left, click on cube, make it editable and then select loop selection, so we can select actually a loop and not just a part. So click on that, then click E in your keyboard and go back to front view. We are going to create these little things here and here that goes out of the shape. So here it starts, as you can notice. Let's do the other for this. So select loop selection and select this one. E in your keyboard and move it like this. So then go back to the other view and rotate around the object. Go to polygon selection, polygon mode. Select this face, then rotate around the object. Keep pressed Shift in your keyboard to select also this one. Right click and go to extrude and here write something like 15 and then go to tool, apply. So this is actually the final thing. Maybe it's too much, you can try yourself to do something less than this. And so now what we have to do is this part that you see at the front. So click on the arrows to don't have this extrude symbol. And note you have to go to the normal mode here to the left. The best thing we can do is just to create another cube and to deform it. So go for the cube here, move it, and make it the same height and the same width. Check to be in the middle from this and this, like this for example. So when you're happy about it, go in the normal view and check what happens. Maybe we can load this a little bit, and there it is. So now, Go to polygon mode and select the cube. Go to make editable. So we can select the faces, select this one, click R in your keyboard. So here write -10 and apply. So select the other face and write 10, apply. As a result, we have this. Let's check what happens in the other side. And that's okay, that's the same thing because it's linked. It's just a square. It's just a cube. Perfect. Now, if we want that to be a bit curved, go back here and go to Edge Mode and select this one. Keep press Shift and select also this one and this one. Then rotate around the object and select, keeping press Shift, this one, and this one. Right click and go to bevel. So we can just give it some more subdivision, something like 2. And we can notice that just grabbing it, this is the result, you see? We can even go to 1 subdivision because the real tape is not so curved, it's something like this. So this is kind of perfect, I think. But it depends on the tape you are actually looking at. So go back to the cross mode here, zoom out, rotate around the object and check the other size. So when you're happy about it, zoom out. And we're going to create the holes. So go back in the front view here and look for cylinder. There it is. R to rotate it, keeping press Shift. You can rotate that better because you can actually see the grades like this, 60, 65 and so on until you find the 90. And there it is. If you prefer, you can just write it there to the right, H, and then click on apply. So change the segments of the rotation to something like 30. It should be enough. So now it's a real circle and move that until you reach this point. So go back to the normal view and check it's enough in depth to pass over the object. So go back to the front view and keeping press Command, just move it like this. So you have double that, T in your keyboard and make it smaller, E in your keyboard and move it. And there is the other hole. To create this one, instead, we will use a cube. So move it, T, and scale it. So click on cube, fillet, and for the fillet radius, we have to go to something like, I think, 11. Yeah, and maybe a little bit smaller like this. That's perfect. So go back to the normal view and we have to change that in depth. So look for T and go in the polygon mode. We can't actually see that one. So something we can do is this. And then click T and make it very long. Like this. And same thing for the cylinder. So we are going to use the symmetry tool to create the same things to the left. Right now we have to make them editable like this, then right click on them after having selected them. So go to Connect Objects plus Delete, and as a result we have just one object. You can call it Holes, and then go to the symmetry. That should be here somewhere. There it is. And make Holes a child. You know what? Just select Cube 1 and Cube, right click, and Connect Objects plus Delete. This is the tape body. So right click on Symmetry and look for Current State to Object. As a result, we have a new layer with the same name. We can just take Holes, hold it and release it in an empty space. Then delete Symmetry and delete this one. Then look for Ball and make the tape body a child, and then he holds a child. First should be the tape, and then the tape, and then the holes. So this is the result. File, Save Project. We can actually make rounded the corners of our tape. So go to Edge Mode and select this, and keeping press Shift, select the other one, and then the other one. Then rotate around the object, and do the same thing here, and the same thing here. Until you have selected all of them. So then right click and look for bevel, and like I'm doing, hold it and release it when you are at this distance, more or less. And you can add subdivision. I think 3 is enough. And when you are happy about it, just go in normal mode here, File, Save the project, and we are going to create the circles here inside. So look for a cylinder, and now make it very little, click T, go closer, E, and look for array. So go to Create Generator Array, and makes the cylinder a child of that one. And on array, select 6 copies. Click on the cylinder and change here to +Z. Then click on array, R for rotating that, and keeping press Shift. When you arrive to 90, release it, E, array, and maybe something like 35 for the radius is okay. No, I think it's more than that, 50. We can try with 60. Yeah, that's perfect. So we can create also an inner cube. Rotate it, R in your keyboard, and when you arrive to 90, you can release it. Change the segments. So instead of rotation segment 16, you can go to something like 30. or more than that, 50. Press E in your keyboard and move it. T to make it smaller. And we should have something that is inside the circle here, like this. There it is. You can check that one here in the front view. And when it's perfect, you can use the symmetry tool to create the same thing in the other side. Symmetry. First of all, right-click on them, Array, and go to Current State to Object. So open the array here, select them, right-click, Connect Object plus Delete, then hold it, release it in an empty space, delete the array and the other one, and make this one a child of the symmetry. So same thing for the cube, but actually it doesn't work with two things together. So select the tube and the cylinder, right click, Connect Objects plus Delete, and there it is. The tube is everything is there now. File, Save Project.